has won the weather competition this morning. Believe me, she took it out quite royally, actually. Wednesday, April the 10th, middle of the week too, by the way. And better do this. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy107fm. Got to welcome along everybody that's watching and joining us on Facebook Live and every other media that we're going out on at the moment. Nice to have you guys on board. If you're a first-time viewer, special welcome to you, literally. And all I can say is, why not do this? Sub, thumb, bell. Bingo. Bell notifications when we have important people. And today we're heading, I figure, to Norwich to catch up with Neil from the band Delta High. Believe me, I'm absolutely fascinated with this band. I really, really am. Sub, you know what to do with that, right? Yeah, subscribe. Become part of the family. We call it the noise here at Galaxy. Well, the thing is, you have a voice. And believe me, we get your emails, we get your letters, we get your phone calls, we get your texts, all the medias, whatever. We get it, we take notice, literally. Then, believe me, that's pretty much how our shows are structured, so you're a big part of everything we do. So become part of the noise. Today, as I said, we're talking to Neil from the band Delta High. Looking forward to meeting Neil right after this. Let's kick it off with California Beach. So we've got a couple of minutes, my friend. You okay?
Yeah. Yeah, it's all good. I love your... I've listened to quite a few of your shows. I love the fascination with the weather. It's a very British thing.
Yeah, it is.
Just to talk about the weather and temperatures.
It is. But yet again, here's a little bit of information you might not know. I trained one of England's most renowned hosts, both on radio and television.
Okay.
He's a Kiwi.
So who would that be?
He's a Kiwi.
Okay.
He got in trouble just recently for buggerising around at the Queen's funeral.
Right. I'm not there yet. I've not quite got it.
Okay, well, I'll tell you soon. I will let you know soon.
Oh, yeah.
He used to be on... He used to hold a TV show called The Cube.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't get the name, but I do know the cue.
Right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well,
that's interesting. Yes. Can't wait.
When he was here in New Zealand, he went to Auckland University, and out of Auckland University, he came to a radio station that I was working at, and I trained him to work our radio station style. Unfortunately, there was a little mishap between some of the staff and himself, and he ran away to England and became England's #1 radio announcer and television presenter.
Wow. Great story. Yeah. Can't wait to hear who it is. I should know.
All right. Okay. Well, I've given you enough clues. Maybe you can figure it out sooner or later, but yeah. Believe me. He's got almost white hair now. He used to have blondish hair.
Okay.
All right.
I'm just not there. I should know.
Okay.
Does anyone out there know?
That's right, got to turn the mic on, don't I? That was foolish, wasn't it? Got to turn the mic on. That does help make things work a heck of a lot better. Excuse me. Today we're heading over to, I think it's Norwich. I think I came in around about Norwich. And today we're talking to Neil from the band Delta High. Welcome to Galaxy, Neil.
Thank you very much. Welcome New Zealand and the rest of the world.
It is
nice to be here.
Well, it's an absolute pleasure to meet you, sir. It really, really is. I know that you've been talking quite a bit to my co-host, Barbara, in setting this up, and I got to thank you for staying up so late. At least one thing, we're on the same day today.
We are. I think we're probably about coming up to midnight on the 10th of April. So there we go.
Yeah, it's 28 minutes after 11 o'clock here on the 10th as well. So welcome to the future. Just we're a little ahead of you. That's, it's Wednesday.
Indeed.
Yeah, it's Wednesday. Got to say hi to Sean Simpson as well. Nice to have you on board, Sean. Glenn Baker. Hello, buddy. How are you, my friend? Keep up the good work with the exoskeleton things for the vets. And I've been trying to promote you as much as possible. Sonny Morgan is watching as well. Nice to have you on board, Sonny. It really, really is. Ridge Banks. Brother, nice to have you on board, Ridge. And Michael Zdanowicz, of course, coming out of Orlando, Florida from Galaxy Class Entertainment. So believe me, if you want your band promoted, get in touch with Barbara. She'll put you in touch with Michael Zdanowicz. And believe me, it's not a bad experience. It really isn't. It's nice. Now, Neil, we open up the show with California Beach.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about this.
Right, okay. Well, I've always had a fascination for California. It's California Beach. I just love the sort of 60s bands that came out of there. You got the Mamas and Papas, you got the Beach Boys. So when I wrote the song, I wanted those sort of harmonies in there that hopefully the listeners will hear. But I also really like sort of up-to-date indie grunge music as well. So I sort of tried matching the nice harmony vocals with a bit of modern indie music. And a lot of my songs are actually about sort of the California area. I like surf music, I like indie music, also like Motown. But this particular song is just, it's almost like a mashup of Blondie, who I love, and Beach Boys, I guess.
Okay. Well, believe me, you are making a connection here. Is that too loud?
No, you need to turn it up.
Need to turn it up. Okay, sorry.
His voice is soft.
Try that. Sorry about that, Neil. I do get that. I really, really do understand that. And you are making a connection here with our audience from around the world. And in fact, we don't call them an audience. Literally, we call them the noise because they're that damn loud. And they're not shy about telling us who their likes are and who their dislikes are. You know what I mean?
That's good to hear.
Yeah, believe me, you're getting quite a following. In fact, pretty much most mornings when I get to work, and believe me, I get to work about 10:30 at night, and I've got to go past reception. She leaves out about 3 USB devices. One's for stats, for how we went for the day. One's for urgent emails. I've got to answer legal stuff, all that sort of stuff, paperwork, basically. And the other one is requests.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing Delta High in there frequently, almost every morning, because I take that one.
Well,
yeah,
thank you very much.
Oh, well, believe me, don't thank
so
me.
Good to hear.
Don't thank me. Thank the world for wanting to know more about you.
Thank you, world.
And literally, Neil, let me tell you, I take that USB down to production about maybe 1 o'clock in the morning, and we just rip it to pieces, literally, because that's how we structure our breakfast show every day. It's handmade, ready to go. And Delta High's in there. If it's not Candy Cane, it's Sunshine Girl. Continuously every morning. From time to time, we get California Beach. We get There's Nobody Like You. And from time to time we also get Rockfish, which I think Rockfish is an absolutely fascinating song. Really, really is. I'm an engineer myself. I tend to want to break down other engineers' work, understand how they put it together. You know what I mean?
I love it, love it.
I think it's habitual. All of us engineers over the years, you know, it's a curse sometimes because as soon as you hear a song, you start working on it. You start thinking, how was it structured? You know what I mean?
Do you want to hear about it?
Yes, I do. Tell me about Rockfish.
Okay. I have so many influences. Like I said, I've mentioned the West Coast, but this particular song, what it was, I don't know if you guys see it in New Zealand, but I grew up watching a program called The Munsters, Herman Munster. So basically, it's a bit Halloweeny, a group of monsters that think they're lovely, great people, and everyone's frightened of them. So the actual music style is based on the Munsters theme tune. It's that sort of vibe. Rockfish, I came up with that because I was watching the Rockford Files. Which is nuts. So I was watching Rockford Files because I love Rockford Files. Again, it's the California connection. So I've got the Rockfish. The glue for the whole lot is the B-52s. Another band I absolutely adore. So the B-52s had probably their first hit with Rock Lobster. So that was the glue. So the glue was that sort of quirky singing with the girls and their background vocals, with a bit of Munsters, and they would have it.
Okay, well, I tell you what, without further ado, you're right here at Galaxy 107. Here's Delta High and Rockfish. Okay.
All I can hear is you chewing.
Okay, well, excuse me a minute, Neil.
Hope you can hear it on. We just put the dog out.
Yeah, just put the dog out.
Okay.
Barbara's doing filming while we're doing this. You'll get a copy of what we do today too, by the way. Probably you'll get it in a day or so, because Barbara makes a movie out of this, if you know what I mean. So,
Everyone.
so after the end of this, hang in there, brother, because we're going to take some photos, bits and pieces like that. Some of the staff will swamp the monitors here to take photos, and Barbara puts it all together as a movie as well. I usually tell people, literally, show it to people you don't like. Well, I mean, if you show it to friends and family, they'll automatically love it, right?
Oh, I see what you're saying, yeah.
But if you show it to people you don't like, well, that'll put a fire under their tuchus, and before you know it, they're getting in touch with us saying, hey, we've got a band too, you know.
Okay, yeah.
There's an old blow, you know, something going on there. But having said that, I mean, Barbara gets about 200 submissions a day.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We're that damn popular, really. Well, I tell you what, we're in 168 countries live right now.
Do you know, I did notice a lot of sort of Galaxy FM. I didn't know if they're all attached to one another, but you're saying they are?
No, we're our own entity. There is a lot of Galaxy radio stations out there. It's just that a lot of people around the world seem to like our station.
Yeah, me included.
Nice. Well, I'll tell you how many cities very shortly. I'll get that info sent through to me. That's right, I've lost. Gosh, I'm going to lose the plot one of these days. I got to remember to turn the microphone on. Otherwise, you got to treat this room as if it's alive at all times. Rockfish, Delta High right there. And absolutely loving that track, I really, really do. Sean Simpson says, thank you very much. You guys rock. Well, Sean, thank you for taking part. Majek Zant is watching as well. Marie Matei, my hero. Hello, sweetie. Nice to have you on board as well. Today we're in the UK, in Nottingham. Where was the other place in London that you stay there, Neil?
Oh, it's a place called Billericay. It's probably 20 minutes outside London. Do you know Ian Drury? Have you heard of him?
Yep, once or twice.
Okay, he did a song about Billericay, but there we go. That's another thing. So I grew up in Billericay, and that's where my first band were based. And a bit of a story there is living opposite us was Boy George, who was in the Culture Club at the time. So he was living opposite us.
All right. Did he?
We also, Billericay's not a big place, but we also had Depeche Mode that lived there.
Right.
And Alison Moyet. So it's a sort of a cauldron of good pop bands. I won't put my band amongst that, but there were some good celebrities there.
Right. Well, yeah. I actually did meet Alison Moyet. In fact, I did a show with her. Her and Paul Young together here in New Zealand.
Oh, yeah, no, Paul Young. Yeah.
Yeah,
wow.
we did it. As an engineer, I did a show with them, and absolutely loved them. Literally fantastic show too, by the way. It really, really was. Know a number of it. I used to live in Piccadilly Circus for a while.
Okay.
And I used to be the main DJ for a place called Church.
Uh-huh.
Basically, it's a nightclub come pub for New Zealanders and Australians.
Okay. Okay. How long were you there for?
I was there for about 4.5 years.
Wow.
And then I got...
Was it good?
Oh, yeah, it was fantastic. Then I got sent to Hawaii. I lived on the North Shore of Hawaii for about the same amount of time. So, believe me, it was fantastic times back in those days. But I moved from Piccadilly Circus to a place called Upper Butt.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it didn't come as advertised.
Okay, what's that?
Well, she didn't want that.
Oh, okay.
Truly, I'm sorry, she says, this is where I live, come and move in. I read the sign, I went up about, I'm in luck.
Oh, right.
Yeah, not so much.
Oh, dear.
Not so much.
Oh, dear.
Now, you put the band together in 2014, and you said you'd had a previous band. Tell me a little bit about the previous band.
Well, as I say, I originate from a place called Billericay, and I put together a band really from school, so it's basically school friends, and we created a band called Pleasure Device. Believe it or not, I wasn't sort of thinking, let's have a really obscene name as a band. I put two words together, Pleasure, because there's a particular band that had an album called Pleasure, and Device, because at the time we were a bit punky, and we liked the idea of Suspect Device, the stiff little fingers. So we put the two words together, and it didn't dawn on me that it meant something different. But the good story behind that is we actually got approached by REM, obviously the guys from America, and they asked us to support them at Rock City in Nottingham, which we did. So our claim to fame in the original band was supporting REM. And it's like an evening we'd never ever forget. Terrific guys.
Yeah, that's absolutely where I was heading actually, was with REM, of course, Rapid Eye Movement. Wonderful band back in the day. And still doing it. But having said that, my friend, 2014, and believe me, Pleasure Device, I get the misnomer with that one, and I've got a pretty weird story to tell you one day when we were alone away from Barbara, because Barbara would hit me if I did tell you. But we do have an amusing tale to tell about a pleasure device. Dale Hammond is joining us as
Good.
well. One of the Hammond brothers. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the American legends of country music called the Hammond Brothers, as Dale and Gail. You may be more familiar with Albert Hammond. Well,
Okay.
this is the family members of that. Cleisha Heights is joining us as well. Nice to have you on board, Cleisha. Today we're talking to Neil from the band Delta High, and believe me, I'm absolutely fascinated with this band as an engineer, and moreover, as a DJ that sees Delta High's name mentioned every morning on my breakfast show, and I want to know what makes this band so popular. To be honest, really, Neil, there's nobody like you.
Okay.
So,
in what ways is no one like?
well, Delta High tells me there's nobody like you, so I want to know about the lyrics of this track.
Yes, it comes out like most tracks. It comes from a relationship many moons ago, and also I think I was listening to early Madonna. So if there's a bit of early Madonna in there, whether it's by chance, I don't know, but that's the vibe. It's sort of a early 80s pop song.
Fair enough. Well, I'll tell you what, it does have 1,296 requests for it so far since we've been playing it, so it's not too bad. It's starting to climb up there.
Thank you very much. That's really impressive. Thank you.
Well, wait until you hear about Candy Cane and Sunshine Girl. Believe me, you'll love that too. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, talking to Neil from the band Delta High, there's nobody like you here at Galaxy. How you feeling, bro? You okay?
It's all good. Yeah, we're really enjoying it. Really
Cool.
enjoying the show.
Oh, bugger, I see the boss is watching.
See what?
I see my boss is watching.
Oh,
Yeah, not enough.
Jessica,
She's on board. Say hi, boss.
Hi, boss.
Thank you.
hi boss.
Thank you. She's my voice in my head. She's also my wife, so I've got to be nice.
You have, haven't you?
Either that or I get something really heavy thrown at me.
I was going to say treat them mean, treat them keen, or keep them keen, but
No,
you're not meant to say that, are
No, I'm a firm believer of happy wife, happy life.
you? Yes.
Really am.
I would know about that, but yeah.
Oh, believe me. My wife and I are like comfortable old shoes. She's a new one, I'm an old one.
Oh. You're as old as you think and behave. Age is just a number. That's what I keep telling myself.
Well, I was told I'm old as the woman I feel.
Oh, there we go. That's another story.
I don't see any 25s going out with me anymore.
Hey, Vicky, darling.
You me go.
Exactly.
Vicky.
Tell me something, Neil. Do you remember William Shatner?
Yes.
Captain Kirk?
Big fan.
Okay, I see in the news this morning that his lingerie line has been recalled.
Right, okay. Why's that?
Well, Shatner Panties isn't a good name.
Oh, no. I'm going to try and remember that one.
He's bad.
Well, it's on the movie. Believe me, you'll be able to rewind it. Yeah.
I've got my friend Vicky O'Connor on.
Oh, Vicky O'Connor, I'm saying
Hi,
it in front of... Oh,
sweetheart.
my gosh. Sorry, Vicky. Hello, babe. How are you? Nice to see you.
We've got to
Cool.
catch up.
Yes, absolutely. It's been a dog's age, Vicky.
Yeah.
Where the hell have you been?
Oh, there.
Still sitting at the end of Auckland?
Oh, yes.
Cool. Very cool. Halfway between Auckland and Hamilton, really, isn't it? Yep,
Right,
absolutely.
back to Neil.
Michael Danowitz, wow.
Wow.
Wow. Love it. Of course, Michael was with Galaxy Class Entertainment coming out of Orlando, Florida. We love Mike. We really, really do. Yeah. Just got to ask you something. Do you remember the name of the young fellow I trained to meet over to?
Philip Schofield.
Philip Schofield, of course it was.
Oh, you just asked me.
I'll give you that answer to that question of yours. Who was it?
Oh, yes.
Right
please.
after this, okay?
Oh, God, he's got Alzheimer's
I
coming
had a
on.
brain block.
I wonder why.
Like I remember.
Did I turn it on this time? I think I got it right this time. I really did turn it on. How's that? Not bad, actually. And, of course, we're talking to Neil from the band Delta High. Now, Neil, next time, I'm going to ask you, will you come back again in the future? Now, it's something I want you to think about, not answer right now, because I've still got a couple of tracks, but I want you to think about this. Maybe you might want to bring the band in next time. We can emulate the whole band. It would be an absolute honour to meet each and every member of it. I would run down the list, but there's somewhat of a substantial band here. How many members altogether?
There's a nucleus of 4 of us, but in total, I'd say there's 8. There's 8 people, because at the moment we're a studio band.
Right.
So I'll sort of bring in people for different aspects of my music.
Okay.
The plan is to go live next year probably, but because it's a studio band, yes, there's 8 people. I just need to do a quick shout out actually. Having heard There's Nobody Like You, you'll hear that there's a trumpet player on there.
Yes.
The guy's called Dave Land, and he actually had a #1 hit in the UK with Walking on Sunshine by Katrina and the Waves.
Right, I know that. Yeah, believe me, I know both the
You
song.
remember that one? So
yeah,
he was actually the trumpet player in that. He's also toured with Amy Winehouse. So we're very proud to have him in our band. Put it that way.
Well, I tell you what, show him the video and show him this particular part of the video. Tell him we would love to meet him and give him a poke in the eye for me, won't you?
Will do.
Nice.
Thank you.
Good squishy poke in the eye too, by the way.
Yes.
None of the stuff that close the eye or any of that. Make it a good one.
No.
Literally. To answer your question, Philip Schofield.
Oh, crikey. Wow. Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and as you say, I should have got that, shouldn't I?
Yeah, really should have. I gave you enough clues, literally.
Oh, dear.
But
I'm not very good at quizzes, am I?
When I met him, literally, he was still going to Auckland University, so he was a very, very young, pimply-faced young man. And believe me, I thought he had a talent, literally, and I put a lot of time into it. Unfortunately, the radio station we worked for didn't treat him the best and actually gave him a kiddie show on a Sunday, which was rather embarrassing, to be honest.
Yeah.
But he got a better offer overseas, so he took it, and he's absolutely bloomed ever since then. But for the first 6 to 8 months of his radio career, he was under my wing.
Wow, good for you. I didn't realise that he actually came from New Zealand. I'll be honest with you. That's what threw me. I was thinking, I can't think who this... Wow.
Yeah.
An honour.
Well, believe me, he was a fun young man when I knew him. But I've been interested following his career, as you could expect, ever since.
Of course.
Really. Now, I want to talk to you about Candy Cane, because this one is your second most requested track here at Galaxy. Literally, you're up at 2,877 requests so far.
Wow.
Since we've been playing it, so believe me, it's got a life of its own.
Yeah.
What makes this so successful?
This is another one of my quirky moments. I decided to write a song that felt like Halloween. So it really started with a vision of the actual video that I took and that you can find on YouTube. So I sort of built the song around that, and it is sort of a bit gothic-y, a bit Hammer horror film, that type of vibe. part of it, but also I did some filming on the Norfolk coast at some of the seaside resorts. So it's a bit of a coastal horror flick in a way. I see it as a horror flick, bit of a movie. Believe it or not, the vocals that are electronic is me. That's my one and only time that I've attempted to sing. And our main singer, Charlotte Joyce, that does the lead vocals. And also, because I grew up liking a lot of electronic music in the 80s, I sort of thought I'd write eclectic songs. Let's go for an electronic vibe for that one.
Well, you know something, believe me, the people ask for it every day. Literally, they really, really do. You've made a huge hit here at Galaxy. Yeah. And, well, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Delta High, Candy Cane. How you feeling now? Are you okay?
I'm astonished. I can't believe that the number of requests. We're privileged.
How many
privileged, really are.
158.
No, those countries. How many cities?
39.
Okay, 3,920 cities are tuned in.
3,000?
920
Wow.
cities.
What requests?
All listening to you right now from around the world.
Isn't that amazing?
Oh
Everyone?
my God.
Okay.
Right. Well, what do I look like? Do I look really tired?
Yeah, for almost 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, you do.
You're not supposed to agree.
You might need something a little stronger after me.
I clearly need to bring in our female singers next time then.
Yeah, believe me,
Get a better look.
I'd be absolutely honoured to meet Charlotte. I really would.
Yeah.
In fact, I want to ask you about the quirkiness of her lyrics in this, because she does some, what is it, Mexican or Latino sort of a sound in it as well.
In Candy Cane?
Yeah.
I do the mixing and the arrangements of all the songs. So, yeah, it's probably me that's doing stuff to it.
Yeah. Love it. There.
Yeah, do you know what? That was, I wouldn't say it was a mistake, but we're in the studio recording it, and she kept saying that word, we love it. So we actually put that into the song on the actual recording.
It works.
It wasn't going to be in the song.
It works.
Yeah.
It does, doesn't it?
It absolutely works. In fact, that's the quirky bit that I was talking about. You know what I mean? Believe me, that works. I want to talk to you about Sotos.
Yeah.
And I want to talk to you, of course, about Ashwood Music Recording as well. I think we should give them a bit of a plug. What do you reckon?
100%.
Nice.
100%. Yeah.
Nice. Brilliant. Because I do like recording. I've worked in some of the best in the world, literally, recordings. On the front of house, but I'm also a studio engineer as well.
Okay.
I've been doing it for, well, almost 47 years. So,
Right.
believe me, I've travelled with some of the best bands in the world. Literally, I could rattle off some names that you would just go, holy hell, really. I've been very privileged in my career, literally, I really, really have, not only to work with some of the best bands, but some of the best equipment in the world, and travelled around the world with some of the bands, and some of them you'll recognise, you will.
Okay.
But I'm not going to boast, I'm not going to tell you. Really.
I'll put you in touch with Sotos because it sounds like you've got a fascinating story to tell, and so is he, believe me.
Please do, please do. Always got time for other engineers and music makers, let's put it that way.
Great.
That's right, I got to turn the mic on again, don't I? Gosh, I'm getting really, really bad at that.
Yeah.
And it's only because we never used to have to until we got a new desk. And then everything's live 24 hours a day, believe me. We're not a podcast, okay? We do make mistakes and it goes around the world, it really does. And I got to let you know, Neil, I will give you the big number of how many people, devices, whatever you want to call it, at the end of this. I think, to be very honest with you, my friend, you will be absolutely fascinated with that number. You really, really will.
Okay, interesting. Thank you.
And believe me, it's literally an important number. I also want to talk to you about something, about promoting you a little bit over and above what we're doing here. But I'll talk to you about that off air, literally, so that we can move that on as well. William O'Dell Hughes is watching. Nice to have you on board, brother man. Welcome back. Looking forward to some new music from you too, my friend. I really, really am. Please pass love on to Francesca for us. She does such a great deal. Yeah, she really, really does. Now, at the same time, I've got to say to you, my friend, that we are absolutely just eating up Sunshine Girl. Believe me, you're getting up in the mid to high 3,000s, literally. I'm just getting it now, actually. 3,544 requests for it so far. And we get it every day. It's coming in every day.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Believe me, it's absolutely fascinating to watch this one. Now, I got to be honest, Candy Cane was the first song that I heard from Delta High. Now, let me give you a little history here, literally. This happens on a daily basis, to be honest with you. Barbara gets upwards of 200 plus submissions a day, so she's got to be absolutely vicious because we can only do so many of these interviews in a week. You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah.
So we whittle down only the best of the best. And we're very proud of saying here at Galaxy, we only play
10 a month.
The best of the best.
And
that's what our audience from around the world, what the noise wants to hear is new indie artists that are the best. Literally ready, poised and ready to take that next step into the stratosphere of music. You know what I mean? And we're very, very happy in being able to say, as a humble purveyor, you're right in there. You really are. Now, having said that, my friend, let me take you through it. She comes down to a number and then she goes into production. The two guys in there, of course, is Gonzo and Toblerone. One's got a Gonzo on his desk, so you can understand why he gets called Gonzo, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and the other one likes chocolate.
There we go. There we have it.
He reckons he's calorically challenged. I reckon he's just fat.
Thick chocolate.
Yeah, basically, but, we're not going to go there, are we? He gets a little upset when I call him that. But anyway, having said that, my friend, Barbara and those guys in there, they sort of, get out the extra heavy red pen and cut through a lot of it, and then they submit it to our board. Now, our board is only interested in one thing, and that is literally, it's got to be good. It's our image that we're trying to preserve here, so anything other than absolute brilliant will not even get past them.
Wow.
Once it has got past them, it comes to me. Now, Barbara puts it on a USB device that I actually Bluetooth to my stereo in my car. Now, there's a reason for that is literally I can't be influenced by anybody at all, whether or not I want to do the interview based on the merits of the music.
Sure.
Okay? First song I ever heard was Candy Cane. By the way, I'll let you know, nobody else wants to drive with me as well.
Whilst you're playing Candy Cane?
Well, I kind of say Candy Cane's music to drive fast to. It really is, and believe me, I did. But the truth is,
Wow.
really, nobody does want to drive with me at all. So, yeah. So Candy Cane sold it to me. That was the track I heard the first. That was the one I stopped and wanted to hear again and again. And then I started to find myself, as an engineer does, breaking it down and coming up with little bits and pieces, including the quirky bit from Charlotte, if you know what I mean. So believe me,
Yes.
that was the one that did it for me. Then I got to hear the rest, but the one I hear every day is Sunshine Girl. Now I want to know why I'm hearing this every day. Why am I doing this? Believe me, tell me about Sunshine Girl. I need to know about the lyrics so everybody else gets a...
Right. Okay.
They want to know.
I mean, as I've been saying, I'm influenced by so many different types of music, and I love sunshine pop. So what I hadn't done, I hadn't put out a sunshine pop song for a while, and I was lucky enough to have Dave Land and his sidekick that plays the saxophone, that's Simon Jarrett. We did a session on there, so you hear that the song is heavily influenced by, I call it sort of Latin or Americana type of trumpet ending to the song. So half of the song is really, it feels South American, Americana, but the first part of it is just pure sunshine pop. I think it must have caught me on a good day. I was probably sitting on Cromer Pier, which is a pier on the coast in Norfolk, where I live, and I'm probably sitting there feeling very happy. And I wrote it. I tend to write my happy stuff when I'm on the coast.
Okay.
It probably came from that. So there we go.
Well, I tell you what, believe me, every morning in my breakfast show, I am seeing this, and believe me, I'm loving it as well. Here's Sunshine Girl, Delta High on Galaxy. How you feeling, bro? You okay?
It's all good.
Nice.
It's all good.
Nice.
Yeah, it's terrific. I can't believe these numbers. We're so proud, and thank you for being part of it.
Well, wait until, believe me, the best is yet to come. It really is.
Sure.
But believe me, you'll be fascinated. You really will.
Okay.
You really will. Gosh, it's hot in here. It really is. It's
Did you say it was 28 degrees?
It's
29.
29.4 now. Add
Wow.
another 10 degrees for in here with all the computers and stuff. Believe me, it's sweaty, tacky, yucky,
Wow.
skin
Yeah.
tacky. And of course, we've got Kiwi air conditioning. It's called Open the Damn Window.
I can see. Was it? I think Canada is flying in the wind.
Yeah,
I can
it
see
is.
it.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It really is. Yeah, go
Yeah.
Canada. We need more maple syrup. We don't
Maple
need.
syrup, very good.
Yeah, well, we don't want a bacon strip in our undies.
We don't indeed.
George Prophet is joining us. Hey, my friend, blessed to see you, my friend. It really, really is. Thank you for joining us. Absolute fun today. We're talking to Neil from the band Delta High, coming out of the UK. Of course, coming out of Norwich in the UK. And one of my foreign correspondents coming out of Leicester was telling me this morning that ISIS has threatened and is making threats to football clubs in England.
Yeah.
All I could say to that is, what have they got? A flat wire? Are they going to blow up your balls for you?
What? Don't know. It's very random. It's
A flat wire. Did you get it?
I did get that. It's nuts, isn't it?
Oh, it is. It really is. I'm sorry. When religion causes people's death, mutilation, and sorrow, it isn't religion. I don't care what you call it, but that's not fucking religion.
No, I just don't get it. I don't think many people do.
No. Are you religious yourself?
It's a sad place.
Are you religious yourself?
Sorry?
Are you religious yourself?
I'd say I'm a spiritualist.
Okay.
Not a practicing one, but I'm spiritual.
Okay. All right. Do you mind a religious joke?
No, not at all. No.
Okay. Have you ever asked yourself why on the Last Supper, everybody sitting on one side of the bloody table?
No.
I have. I want to know why, literally. But I tell you what, at the end of the night, Jesus said to his bros, come on, hurry up, drink up, be merry, because tomorrow Judas is taking me to see 9 Inch Nails.
Oh, no.
Yes, sick.
Very good.
As the Americans say, shut the front door. Is that saxophone?
Turn the mic on, Grant. Go on, be a good man. Turn the mic on, gosh. Yeah. Of course, we're talking to Neil from Delta High today, coming out of Norwich in the UK. Sorry about that. I'm so sorry about that. I really, really am. I can't help myself. I used to be a stand-up comedian. Yeah, he's not answering me now. He's just he's flabbergasted now.
So you're talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you. Yes.
I'm talking to you.
Yes, I am talking to you.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry about the jokes. I was,
No.
look,
Joke's a joke. I'm not woke. Put it that way.
we've had cardinals, we've had priests, we've had all kinds that I've interviewed over the years that we've been doing this. And a lot of them, look, honestly, I said to a cardinal once, literally, I know that Moses was the first internet user in the world.
Okay.
And he says, how do you work that out? And I says, well, you've been around a while. You would realise back in the infant days of the internet, especially with cell phones, you had to get up high to get a reception, right?
Yeah.
I said, the dude climbed a bloody mountain, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what did he do?
That's true.
What did he do? He downloaded from the cloud.
Ah.
Where did he put it?
There we go.
He put it on his tablet, didn't he?
He did. He did.
You know?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, well, I didn't get an argument out of him either after that, to be honest.
I bet you didn't.
Yeah.
He's singing from the same hymn sheet, so to speak. So
Yeah,
there we go.
yeah, absolutely. But I did say to him at the same time, what do you call a book club that's stuck on one book for centuries?
Don't know.
Church.
No. They keep coming.
They do. They really do. And I can do this all day. But I really want to talk about Sotos, and I want to talk about Ashwood Recordings. Tell me about the history between yourself, Sotos, and this particular recording company.
Okay, so what happened in 2014? I decided I wanted to record some music, so I hadn't recorded with my previous band. So I contacted Sotos at the local recording studio, Ashwood Music. I went in there and did a couple of sessions, and he phoned me and said, we really like what you're doing. I'm running a record label as well. Can I sign you up? So I was just so lucky. It was great timing, and I was lucky that he actually appreciated my style of music. So in 2016, I believe, we had our first album. And we've now got 6 albums out and probably a dozen singles. Sotos is a lovely guy. He hails from Cyprus. That's where his family originates. But he grew up in London. And he had a great story to tell. Every now and then he tells me these little snippets. And it was probably a couple of months ago. He said he started in music, in engineering, at Abbey Road when he was 8, and he was sitting there watching George Martin mixing and producing Beatles music. So he was sitting there with George Martin as an 8-year-old. So he's got a great history behind him, and again, he's someone that we're really privileged to be on board with.
Absolutely fantastic. I've not worked at Abbey Road, but I have been in it. The historical Abbey Road, I really, really have, and
It is, yeah.
you just feel the history and the ambience of the building, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're like, again, it's something that we attach to the bands now, that there's that sort of background going on. And yeah, it still is massive, and it's still used by lots of modern day big bands, yeah.
Absolutely. It gives me the same feel as the Grand Old Opry, and I mean the old Opry, if you know what I mean. That's one of my favourite places as well. I have worked there. They actually asked me to come and do a show there. Because you do remember that the Grand Old is based on a radio show, right?
Yes.
Well, I was in the area and met up with some dude, and he rang me up a week later and says, "Come along and do a show." They actually gave me $50 American. I'm not kidding.
Okay.
But you know something, I do have a favourite part in the Grand Old as well. I really do. That's between the green room and the stage. Everybody goes for the spot on stage where the microphone is. You know, everybody goes for that. Not for me.
Yeah.
It's actually the walkway behind the curtain that holds it for me, because you can imagine just how many famous feet have walked down that from the green room to come and perform on stage. It's just one of those places where you breathe the history, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it takes over your body, doesn't it? And you, fantastic.
And that's what Abbey Road does for me as well. Believe me.
Yeah.
It's one of those kind of places where you just think and you, wow.
Spiritual home, I need to be there, sort of thing. And
Exactly.
You feel it, don't you?
You do. And as I've said, I've worked in some of the best and most prestigious recording studios in the world, and I've worked touring around the world with some of the biggest names in music history. Literally, I can take you through a list, and you'll be impressed. You really will. For me, it was work. You know what I mean? At the time, I didn't think about it. It was just get down, do the bloody job, and get on, pick up the paycheck, and, well, you can think about it later on. Over the years, thinking about, you know, the people like Dire Straits, David Bowie, Tina Turner, Def Leppard. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on.
Yeah, you reflect on it, Yeah,
you sit there. At my age now, I go, holy hell, did I really do that? I did, you know.
It's a great thing to have done, isn't it?
Well, at the time, they were just artists that were visiting, and everybody liked them. So, you know, might as well get a paycheck out of it, you know.
Yeah.
But believe me, I've had some interesting times as well. I had Gene Simmons say that he met the second longest tongue in the world.
Okay.
There's a story to that one as well. You know, there really is. I used to get cheek from Phil Collins from Def Leppard.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a funny man. He really was a funny man. Where Joe Elliott, he was more of a serious, let's do it this way, and I want to do it this way, and exactly, you know what I mean? Whereas Phil Collins, he was more into, let's throw a bottle of water over my head kind of thing and see what happens.
Yeah, cheeky chappy.
Yeah, absolutely. Not to be, of course, mixed up with the Phil Collins from Genesis. I've worked with Genesis on the Home by the Sea concert, the Invisible Touch concert, and stuff like that. So believe me, I've got a pedigree in some of the biggest names and biggest bands in the world. For me, why I'm going down this road, Neil, is, you see, I have not only spent my career listening to these bands, but you get an ear for music. You get an ear for a particular kind of band, and that's where I switched on to Delta High, because believe me, I had that kind of feel from your band. Now, I'm going to ask you, anything in the can? Have you got anything new coming out in the near future?
We have. I've actually recorded and mastered 24 new songs. We've got an agreement. So Ashwood Music is the record label, but we're actually distributed by Sony in New York. So we've got a superb distribution arm, and they've agreed for us to release a single each month this year. So we're looking at releasing a single each month, but also we've got enough material for probably for a double album, but it will be an album which we're looking to release in August. And it's traditional Delta High music in that it's eclectic. It's a bit of surf. There's a lot of rock, indie. There's a bit of electronic. So it's a bit of a mishmash. It's always a bit tricky releasing stuff like that because you sort of think it's almost like you're being a bit too wide on the spectrum, and people tend to focus on their own genres. But that's never been my style. I'm more, like Beatles and Queen, where you can chop and change the music. Mm-hmm. So this album won't be any different. It's a bit of everything.
Well,
yeah.
Neil, all I can say to that is, how would you, once it's been completed, you've got it all mastered, you've printed the album and everything like that, how would you like to send us a few copies so that we can do some giveaways?
That would be great. Yeah. I mean, do you tend to give away CDs or vinyl?
Both. Literally anything we can give away, we'll give it away. Believe me, if you've got a mother you don't want, give it to us, we'll give her away. You know what I mean? Believe me, I've tried to give away my mother-in-law, but nobody wants to pay for her, so never mind. Never mind. It's just one of those things, isn't it?
That nearly hit you then.
Almost. It really almost. Believe me, I'm getting daggers from one end of the room, that's for sure.
I bet you are.
Cutlery over here. Yeah, believe me, I'm getting a whole heap of cutlery over here. In fact, she almost crossed the room at me that time.
It's getting dangerous.
It is. I better be nice. I love my mother-in-law. I do.
You're going to ring Mummy after the show.
Does it help if you got your fingers crossed at the time?
It does.
Yeah, good. It does. Paul Harkins is joining us. Hello, Paul.
No relation.
No relation to Barbara too, by the way. Of course, Paul is coming from Leicester in the UK, from the band the Heartland Roots Band too, by the way. You're releasing a song every month. It's very reminiscent of another band coming out of Sheffield by the name of the 23s, who we're big fans of as well. They release a new song every month as well, on the 23rd of every month, to be kind of precise. That's where they get their name from. I just wouldn't have twigged that one, but you never know. It might have been.
You never know.
Yeah, it could have been that. So why I'm asking about new music is simply this, Neil. Will you come back again?
Absolutely. I've really enjoyed the show, and I do enjoy listening to your shows, and it will be a privilege to come back again at some point. I'll try and get some of the guys involved.
Yeah, please do, especially Sotos. I would love to be able to talk to Sotos.
Yes.
Charlotte, I am a big fan of her voice. Okay, I really am.
Thank you.
As an engineer, I'm very, very big on that. Neil, I love what you've done with the band. I love your lyrics. I love everything about Delta High. And I'm looking forward to having a relationship not only with yourself, but with your band from now on.
So kind. That's so kind.
Now, are you familiar with the Galaxy Artist page on Facebook?
No.
Get familiar with that, my friend. It's free to use. It's for bands. Believe me, if you've got a new video, if you've got a new song, if you've got new lyrics, whatever. I don't care because Barbara is the administrator of it. If you're going to the opening of a shoebox, put it up there, because the more times people see your name, see who you are, the more times people want to go and figure out, just exactly who you are. Another thing I do have to ask you is if you've ever got a T-shirt with your name on it, much like this, because people, while I'm doing the interviews, would you believe, are actually on the interwebby thing, finding out. There you go. How would you like to send me a couple of those so that while I'm...
Can you see that?
Yes, I can. It's Hey Candy. Hey Cindy.
Hey Cindy.
Hey Cindy. Yep. Send me a couple. So while I'm doing these interviews, literally people are on the interwebby thing, and this has happened to really have people have told me, I'm watching the interview, but I'm buying from, So believe me, it works. It's a bit of,
it helps.
Subliminal, and would I say that I'm, adverse to over promoting? Mm-hmm. Me? Would I do that? Really?
No.
I mean, it's Lola Montez, for God's sake.
Yeah.
You know?
I did marketing for 20 years, so I know what you're saying.
Yeah, believe me,
Yes.
it does work.
And it works.
It does work.
Yeah.
So believe me,
Yeah.
I would be honoured to wear your brand while I'm doing
Yeah.
these. I really would. So Neil,
Thank you.
It has been an absolute pleasure. I thank you humbly, sir, and I think
Thank
we're
you.
going to have a great interview, a great
Yeah.
relationship over the next forthcoming. Please don't go anywhere just yet, because now we're going to take some photos, and I will apologise now about that on my behalf. I really
Yeah.
will. And I want to have a chat to you about some other stuff that we do
Okay.
as well. But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, today we're talking to Neil from Delta High, coming out of Norwich in the UK, and I thank you very, very much for that. Join me again. We're going to be back on Friday with 2 more interviews. Check it out then. Have a very happy and successful day. Happy radio, everyone.